Welcome to Mind Polish. Following the tragic events of September 11th, many Americans developed a newfound curiosity about Islam along with Middle Eastern cultures. This interest stemmed from a desire to comprehend a religion that the media often portrayed negatively, labeling it as one that fosters hatred. But a more recent event is converting even more people, including more U.S. soldiers, and that is the recent war on civilians in Palestine. Contrary to these portrayals of terrorism, countless Americans are discovering a faith characterized by peace, love, tolerance, and compassion, leading to a significant number of conversions each year. While we can scrutinize 9/11 for who was really behind it, this is not what this video is about. According to the U.S. religion census, the Muslim population in the United States has continued to grow substantially. Between 2000 and 2010, the number of Muslims in the U.S. increased from approximately 1 million to 2.6 million, marking a 67% growth rate and establishing Islam as the fastest-growing religion in the country. By 2017, Pew Research Center estimated that the Muslim population had reached around 3.45 million. This growth has persisted, and as of 2020, the U.S. religion census reported that there were approximately 4.45 million Muslims in the United States, representing about 1.3% of the total population, expected to continue growing to almost 5 million by 2025. This significant increase includes thousands of American soldiers who have embraced Islam, often while serving on the battlefields. The growth in the Muslim population is attributed to higher fertility rates among Muslim Americans and continued migration, alongside conversions which have seen a spike in recent years, thanks to the power of the internet and social media. As we delve deeper into the compelling reasons behind the unprecedented number of American soldiers converting to Islam, we can leave it at their testimonies, but let us provide context. Exploring the historical backdrop of military warfare, Western historians frequently highlight figures such as Napoleon Bonaparte, Julius Caesar, and Alexander the Great as the greatest military leaders, reflecting a Western-centric perspective. However, modern military leaders and strategists often recognize a name unfamiliar to many in the Western world: Khalid bin al-Walid. This 7th-century warrior's achievements place him among the most remarkable military strategists of all time. Khalid led the Arab Muslim army to victory in over 50 battles, including the pivotal Battle of Yarmouk, where Muslim forces triumphed against the Byzantine Empire. As chronicled by John Walter Gondora in Militarism in Arab Society, the Battle of Yarmouk was a defining moment in world history, ending Byzantine rule in Syria and facilitating subsequent Muslim expansions into Central Asia. What makes Khalid's story even more captivating is his transformation from a fierce opponent of Islam to one of its most celebrated champions. Initially fighting against Prophet Muhammad's troops alongside the pagan Meccans, Khalid eventually recognized the truth of Islam, converting and rising to become the commander-in-chief of the Muslim army. His leadership played a crucial role in unifying the Arab world, a feat unmatched by the Romans, Persians, or Ethiopians. But this is not unique to Khalid alone. Throughout history, many other significant figures who once were staunch opponents of Islam have later embraced it, except a few. Even entire empires like the Mongols, who once fought Muslims, have come to embrace and help spread it. These people's journeys, especially figures like Khalid ibn al-Walid, bears a striking resemblance to that of Terry Holdbrooks, who embraced Islam in 2008. Holdbrooks joined the U.S. military with the intent of avenging the September 11th attacks, but found himself stationed at Guantanamo Bay. There, he witnessed the resilience and faith of over 500 Muslim detainees, many of whom were innocent of any involvement in terrorism. This profound experience led him to convert to Islam. A former U.S. Marine, McKinney's story is particularly striking. Initially filled with intense hatred for Muslims to the point of planning to bomb an Islamic center, his perspective changed dramatically after a personal interaction with his daughter and subsequent visits to the very mosque he intended to destroy. Witnessing the peace and kindness of the Muslim community led him to reconsider his views, and he ultimately converted to Islam, becoming an active member of the community he once sought to harm. Harbor, a member of the U.S. Air Force, faced ostracism from friends and family after her conversion to Islam. Her journey highlights the challenges that many military converts face, including isolation and harassment. Despite these hardships, Harbor found solace and a sense of belonging in her faith, demonstrating the profound personal impact of embracing Islam within the military context. Islamophobia often stems from ignorance and fear of the unknown, but also misrepresentations and propaganda aimed at solidifying that fear and hate. The so-called War on Terror provided fertile ground for the U.S. government and media to amplify fears about the Muslim world, exploiting the fact that most Americans had never met a Muslim. This was certainly true for Miles, a former U.S. Marine who converted to Islam after 2 tours in Afghanistan. Many Americans' perceptions of Muslims are shaped by media portrayals of terrorism and extremism, rather than personal interactions. Even in a TV show called Homeland, which shows you a U.S. soldier turning Muslim, they do the best they can to portray that white American man as a lover of terrorism, and that conversion to Islam is through brainwashing and by force. There are countless stories of American soldiers who, after being deployed to fight Muslims, found themselves drawn to Islam and the peaceful communities they helped eradicate. But not only that, there are countless who may have not embraced the religion yet still side with the people these wars by the West affected, like Ken O'Keefe. This phenomenon echoes the story of Khaled bin al-Walid. Exposure to the Muslim world, even amidst conflict, often dispels the myths and falsehoods propagated by the media. One soldier's testimony highlights the stark contrast between the peaceful Muslims he encountered in Afghanistan and the hostile stereotypes he had been taught to hate and fight against. This revelation of peace and faith amidst adversity profoundly impacted his view. The concept of peace is central to these conversion stories. Sent to a Muslim country by an invading force, soldiers like Miles expected to encounter hostility but instead discovered communities living peacefully in accordance with their faith. This realization has led many current and former American servicemen and women to embrace Islam, the very religion they were told was their enemy. Converting to Islam while engaged in a war against Muslims on behalf of an imperialistic government is a paradox that underscores the transformative power of genuine understanding. These conversion stories serve as powerful testimonies to Islam's true nature as a religion of peace. In conclusion, while this video focuses on American soldiers, similar stories of conversion can be found among British, Australian, and French soldiers among many others during and after their deployments to Muslim lands. As the stories of what Palestinians are going through due to Zionist war on them have taken the internet by storm and have showcased the truth to everyone willing to listen. This has also played a huge part in people's curiosity about Islam and more stories of conversions arising on social media. Tens of thousands from across the globe are converting to Islam and tens more are educating themselves about it. As we conclude, it is essential to recognize that the journey of understanding and embracing Islam for many Americans, including soldiers, is a testament to the profound impact of genuine human connection and exposure to diverse cultures. The narratives shared in this video highlight the transformative power of personal experiences that challenge preconceived notions and break down barriers of ignorance and fear. The ongoing discourse around Islam, fueled by global events and social media, continues to spark curiosity and conversations that challenge stereotypes. As more people seek to learn about Islam beyond the media portrayals, the stories of conversion and the pursuit of truth resonate deeply, fostering a more inclusive and empathetic world than the bigots of this world are able to push back. If you like this video, do consider giving us a thumbs up to help us reach more people. Also subscribe if you want to get more content like this in the future. Thank you for your time, and until next time.